Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles Minutes. Today I'm with one of my patients and colleagues, Dr. Warren Saul. Dr. Saul is a psychologist, PhD in family therapy. And Warren, why did you first come in to see me?
Well, I was recommended by a good friend of mine down the street, a neighbor, and young man that I highly respect, and he and I have a relationship. He was a dog sitter for our family for years. And so in sharing with him, he's got a connection because he's trying to get a degree in psychology. And so we were having some little conversations about what the future would look like and what he would have to do to improve himself. In the meantime, I'm sharing a little bit about some of the pain that I was having with my knee and my sciatica through the hip. And he says, well, you need to meet this guy that I know. He's a chiropractor, and Dr. Joe. And I said, well, give me his information. I'll give him a call and see what we can do, because I'm always open to other systems of help for the body as well as the mind. And I'd gone to a couple of chiropractors over the years, and they were helpful. But what happened was I had gone on a trip, a 2-hour flight, and something got disconnected here with my hip, and I was having a lot of trouble walking. So I called you and set up an appointment, and so that we could get together to find out what would be helpful to correcting the sciatica as well as my right knee. And in so doing, I don't know how many months has it been now. Gosh, was that like
4 or 5?
4 or 5 months now? And so we would get together on a weekly basis, and we would be doing interaction. What I found to be very exciting for me was that it was more than just come into the office, sit down, do electro, what do you call that? The stimulator. And it was a body, soul, and spirit, a holistic approach that was matching what I was buying into and what I do in my office with my clients. And so, you have taught me some very interesting principles that are important to who we are in our individuality as humans, as well as it relates to in chiropractic, that we're just more than a skeleton, but there's the nerves and then there's the muscles, and how the three of them together complement one another, and you can't just work on one without affecting the other two.
Right.
And in doing that process, what was very helpful was that we were also working through some psychoses and working through some mental health exercises, mental training exercises that involved many of the other systems of approach that are out there in our world.
Right.
And then that has in itself, just the little exercises that you've taught me, I've been able to incorporate within my office with some of my clients. And it's just, I was just telling you just a few minutes ago how the folks that I saw yesterday were people that I've been training in some of these theories, and as well as some of these actualities, and they were like really pumped that they've seen progress and improvement.
How fast?
Within about, I'd say within about a month, because most of these I've been seeing more, they were newer clients, and so within the last month I've been practicing and getting out there more of the techniques that you've taught me here. Awesome. So it's been awesome, really exciting.
So I'm glad I could help you, and part of it was like me sharing and like a lot of brain science, and it was putting it all together, and taking care of patients for years, 21 years. I've never found it to just be just physical. I'd put someone back together physically, and next thing you know, 2 weeks later to come back in, like what the hell just happened? Like, where'd all this work go? And then start realizing that they were stressed out. And also, we talked about goals. Remember, we set you a goal. We planned your goal out, and was like, dude, your goal's messed up.
Totally.
Because he was saying he wanted this, but he was describing it by the antithesis of like, oh, I don't want pain. And I showed him how that's not going to work in the brain.
Exactly.
You can't say you want to be healthy, and you define it by not pain.
Right.
Just kind of like if you don't, I don't want to drown doesn't help you swim.
Not getting in the pool anytime soon.
Exactly. And then the other thing I've noticed too is, how much have you improved? I mean, like, how much different is your life now? We're all getting older every day, but how much younger do you feel in your body now?
I feel a lot younger, and the sciatica that I originally came in here for has completely dissipated.
Okay.
And every now and then, as we mentioned this morning, get some knee pain, some aches and pains there with the knee. And so, you taught me some exercises this morning that will kind of alleviate that pain, and it was within seconds. Of doing that exercise.
So within seconds of doing the exercises, knee pain's gone. The other thing you told me about was you were walking through the airport and everybody else was leaving you. Yeah. And now since we've been doing some eye drills, some vestibular drills, some other special exercises, setting him a good goal, how fast are you moving now, man?
I'm not at 100% fast, but I would say I'm close to 90% faster.
Where before
when I first came in here, I was like, feeling like I was 85 years old there, and I was just kind of like one step at a time. It was very painful.
And the biggest thing I noticed was your toe touch has improved. Like you couldn't even get barely even touch the top of your thighs, and now all of a sudden you can almost touching your toes.
Oh yeah, we're right close.
Yeah,
it's going to happen. 2017, toe touches to the bottom.
Toe touch to the bottom every day, right?
Exactly.
All right, thanks a lot, Warren. I really appreciate it. I'm really happy for you.
Thank you, Dr. Joe. I appreciate you. Hoorah! Hoorah! Exactly.